So this one took a while to find. I felt like Indiana Jones searching for the lost Ark of the Covenant. But here we are. This is the Lost Coast. And now, let's begin. Neighbors later told police they saw them laughing as they unloaded groceries and then holding hands around the fire pit that night. Everything was fine. Maybe they drove south towards Cannon Beach or inland to explore the forest. But days turned into a week, then 2, then 5. With still no sign of the couple, the police grew concerned. They found nothing. No surfboards, clothing, or other debris. An army of volunteers also pitched in, distributing thousands of flyers and combing the shoreline. For a while, speculation ran wild. Did the couple decide to elope? Maybe they chartered a boat to some secret island. Perhaps they met with an accident. But as weeks passed without answers, fear began to set in. Had someone harmed them? Could their bones rest somewhere on the seabed? That part of the reef was not in the natural path of ocean currents from Lincoln Bay, not far from where the locket was found. Closer inspection revealed it was a match to one of the boots in the photograph, shallow in parts, sharp and rarely visited, even by experienced divers, and none of the currents could have carried the items there naturally. Someone or something placed them there. In the final few seconds before surfacing, a brief shimmer behind him in the reef wall, like light bending in a strange way, just for a second, before going still again. Others think they went looking for something in the water and never came back. Was it a tragic accident? A desperate lover's crime? Or something more sinister lurking beneath the waves? What we do know is that whoever placed the locket, note and ring took great care to hide them. If it was Lucas, it suggests desperation, as if he knew he wouldn't survive to retrieve them. Was he injured? Did he have a mental breakdown? Or did he make a terrible mistake? Maybe they met with an unexpected accident, and he tried to preserve some memory of Clara. Or perhaps foul play was involved. Did Lucas fight for his life and Clara's, but ultimately lose? Did their killer toss the couple into the sea, knowing the treacherous waters would keep their bodies from ever reaching? Locals now avoid that stretch of coast. Fishermen report strange compass behavior near the reef, and one recently claimed he saw a woman standing waist-deep in the surf one morning. Then she vanished without leaving footprints. Also, subscribe for more content. See you next time. A few days after that, another diver found something even more intriguing. A small wooden box. She said the locket was her daughter's lucky charm, and never left her neck. But why would they leave it behind? The only logical explanation was that they intended to return. Waterlogged but preserved. One corner bore a faded tag reading, "For Clara. Opened after the wedding." Inside was a delicate handwritten note from Lucas dated 2 months before the wedding. He poured his heart out, expressing his love for Clara and anticipation for their future together. The letter was filled with excitement for the ceremony, and at the end, neatly folded, was a thin gold ring. Something must have placed it there. The news of the discovery quickly spread. Local divers were dispatched to investigate further. The case was unusual. Friends and family reported they were happy and in love. There was no reason to suspect foul play. Visibility was less than a foot. They couldn't see their hands in front of their faces. So they suspended the search. Authorities told friends and family there was little hope they'd find the couple alive. He was an avid recreational diver, drawn to the underwater beauty of the Pacific. At first, he thought it was litter, maybe a discarded bottle or can. But as he swam closer, he realized it was a metal object lodged between the coral and jagged rock. Curiosity piqued. He reached in and pulled it out. It was a silver locket, encrusted with salt and sand. Quickly, he opened it. Inside, he found a picture of a smiling young couple holding hands. On the back, he made out the names Clara and Lucas. Vega instantly surfaced and contacted the local authorities. He described what he found and the location. Could this be connected to the long unsolved case? That day, he planned to explore a coral reef about 60 miles from where Clara and Lucas had disappeared. The conditions were perfect. The sky was a brilliant blue, not a cloud in sight. The water was calm, barely a ripple disturbing its surface. Visibility was excellent. Underwater, he could see clearly for dozens of feet. The case went cold, and people moved on. But that piece of coastline remained an unsettling mystery. And given the couple's upscale profession, Clara was an architect, Lucas a product designer, they wouldn't likely run off. Life had moved on along the Oregon coast. Tourists strolled the beaches, surfers rode the waves, and fishermen cast their lines into the deep water. But for some, the past doesn't stay buried. Next morning, though, the house was silent. When the new housekeeper arrived around 9 a.m., she found the front door unlocked. Clara's purse and phone were inside. Lucas's wallet was on the counter beside his running shoes. The bed was made. The sheets were unrumpled as if the couple just got up and left. There was no broken glass, no signs of a struggle, and no goodbye. The car was still in the driveway. The couple had vanished. In June 2019, a young couple from Portland named Clara Dorsey and Brennan decided to do something special. They wanted to celebrate their recent engagement, and what better way than a quiet vacation? They booked a secluded beach house near the town of Manzanita, along the wild Oregon coast. The location was perfect. A little slice of paradise tucked away on the edge of cliffs overlooking the Pacific. Someone apparently called 911 and reported seeing 2 sets of footprints near the waterline. Officers raced down, but the tide had come in, washing away any trace of tracks. However, a state trooper with experience as a dive instructor noticed something. The beach had steep cliffs dropping into the sea, creating a permanent pool below. So he donned scuba gear. As he slipped underwater, sure enough, there they were. 2 sets of footprints on the sandy bottom of the pool, leading out to sea. Then only one set, returning here. The closest neighbors were a half-mile away, and the only sounds that disturbed the quiet were the waves crashing on the shore and the wind slipping through the tall grass. On the afternoon of Friday, June, the couple arrived. At first, local cops assumed they simply continued their vacation. The break came unexpectedly. 3 weeks after disappearing, police received an anonymous tip about footprints on the beach. Divers scoured the area for hours, combing the coastal shelf where the footprints ended. In late June, divers returned to drag the pool, but it was too murky to see anything. Fast forward to July 2024. 5 years had passed since the disappearance of Clara and Lucas. On the morning of July, a man named Alonso Vega laced up his dive boots and headed out to sea. As he inspected a deep crevice in the reef wall, he spotted something glinting in the sunlight. Marine forensics confirmed the locket had been underwater for at least 4 years, but its location was odd. A week later, a team of divers located another item nearby, a single hiking boot, but still no bodies. What puzzled investigators most was that the reef where the items were discovered was just hard to reach. It was dangerous. When Clara's mother saw the locket and letter, she confirmed the ring was the same one Lucas had picked out, and that the handwriting was undeniably Lucas. An expert reviewed underwater camera footage taken by Vega during his dive, when he found the locket and noticed something odd. Many believe the reef is hiding something, perhaps the couple lost at sea. Sadly, we may never know what happened to Clara and Lucas. The questions surrounding their disappearance may never be answered. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and share with your friends.